Sunday. Sunday is church day. Amelie's asleep. Yeshua is helping me. I just went to buy some nasal spray for my sinuses. I was gonna get coffee. Today is Amelie's first birthday party. There are 3 more to go, I think.
Hi!
Are you excited for Amelie's birthday?
Yes, I am very excited.
When she's like 10 years old, what would you like to say to her?
She's really cute. When she was a baby, she had loads of smooth curly hair.
Yes.
And she really loved me, and she had really big cheeks.
Whoa, Amelie! Oh my gosh. Happy birthday, dear Amelie and Eliana! Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
I thank you that we can be in church this Sunday, God. I thank you that we have the privilege of raising our kids in your house, and bless them and their families, which includes me.
Happy birthday, Amelie! Hello, Carlos! Guys, look how big the big sloppy poo is. We're here having lunch. They're opening and getting ready.
Just had lunch, now we're gonna go buy some supplies for Amelie's 4th birthday party that will happen next weekend. We need to buy it today because this week is gonna be hectic. We're not gonna have any other time to buy it. I can't do this anymore. I'm exhausted already. What? Oh, balloons. Yeah, we should do balloons. Why do people organize birthdays for the kids? I'm joking, of course. I know why. But buying things for a birthday is so tiring and complicated. I think we bought everything. Hopefully.
Hello,
Hello.
Carlos. Hi.
So who is Gabriel and who is Eric?
Hello.
Can you...
I'm Gabriel.
They're the dweebs.
This is Eric.
I never know. Okay, we need to talk. Someone wrote a comment in one of my videos saying that I copy Casey Neistat 100%. I'm gonna talk about that comment because I think that's a good question to be asked, and I think it's a good question to be answered. I think this discussion will help me understand a bit more of my style, but also help maybe some of you understand a little bit more of history of cinema and form and style in cinema and YouTube, perhaps. I think one important thing for us to understand when answering that question is genre in film. For example, let's take the Western genre. A lot of people agree that the first Western film ever was The Great Train Robbery from 1903. And a couple of things that define the genre of Western are the story centered on a cowboy, the hero with a rifle, and the movie was also set in the late 19th century of the American Old West. And there are other elements that define the genre of Western, but that's beyond the scope of this video. Let's just say that there's a genre called Western, and the first film, called The Great Train Robbery, was the first Western. Whenever studios and directors and other people started making more Westerns, which had essentially the same form, it was set in the same place, it had the same style of characters, the story pretty much went in a similar way. Did they copy the first Western? Would anyone say that John Ford's Stagecoach was a copy of The Great Train Robbery? I don't think anyone would say that. They are just similar movies in form, and they might have some style similarities, but they were different movies altogether. Now let's talk about vlogging. Vlogging is an interesting name because for some people it means many different things. In this case, I'm not talking about people doing skits, I'm not talking about people talking to the camera through the whole video. I'm talking specifically about videos that show a little bit of someone's day or someone's week or someone's month. Basically a well-defined time period. Now that we define what a vlog is, let's ask the question, who created the first vlog? It was not Casey Neistat. That form existed way before YouTube was established, before the internet existed. There was such thing as a form that is like the vlog that I'm talking about. This type of vlog that shows a portion of someone's life is essentially a documentary. And within the genre of documentaries, there are different subgenres. One of the things that define a documentary is that the barrier between the audience and the people being filmed is broken. The moment an actor looks to the camera and talks to the camera, that barrier is broken. It makes it very apparent that there's a camera there. Most films avoid that. But let's just say that documentaries break the barrier and often people will be talking to the camera. The camera is often one of the characters in the film. So did Casey Neistat create the form of vlogs? No, he didn't. And does that mean that Casey Neistat copied all the people that came before him? Of course not. He got his inspiration from different sources, who knows where they are, and he put them together and put his own style and with his own twist, and that became what his vlogs are today. Let's look at sitcoms, for example. There's so many of them out there. Seinfeld revolutionized sitcoms. Seinfeld wasn't the first sitcom, but Seinfeld changed the game for sitcoms completely. From that point on, everything changed. So many TV shows today wouldn't be what they are if it weren't for Seinfeld. Now, I'm not saying that Casey Neistat is Seinfeld of vlogging. I like him, but that's a ridiculously huge claim. But I think Casey Neistat revolutionized vlogging. He was not the first to do daily vlogs. He's not the only one who does daily vlogs. There's so many people doing it these days. But I think he really changed the game. And it's really hard to deviate from the form of daily vlogs that is already set. You can't really do much outside of it. It's the same thing with narrative films, which are most of them. You have the introduction, you have something that happens, you have a conclusion. And if you look at his vlogs, there's always that. There's always some sort of story that happens, because whether you like it or not, story is what people want to see. Take as an example The Tree of Life, an incredibly brilliant film. It didn't have a story, it was a non-narrative film. It just presents facts, and you as the audience, you need to make it into something. So many people left the theater 1 hour into the movie, or even earlier than that, because they were just like, this is rubbish. But it's not. That film is incredibly genius. And by the way, if you're looking for good non-narrative films, The Man with the Movie Camera is an incredible non-narrative film as well. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I'm doing daily vlogs, I can't really deviate much from what a daily vlog looks like. However, I can be different in style. And the difference between form and style is, form is what I explained, but style is how you execute the form. And to be honest, I know that lots of my videos in style, they are very similar to Casey Neistat's vlogs. And the reason for that is because he's really good and I want to learn from him. He does things that work really well, and if they work really well, I want to do them too. However, I also want to find my own style, and the more I do these daily vlogs, the more I'm going to find what's unique to myself, what's unique to my style of vlogging, and maybe I'll even change the form a little bit. That's one thing that Quentin Tarantino does really well. He gets a form, he gets a genre, and he deconstructs the genre. Good example of that is Reservoir Dogs. It's a film about a heist, but you never see the heist. All you see is people talking. In fact, Reservoir Dogs starts with like almost 10 minutes of dialogue. That's not how people do. In the first 10 minutes of movies, people put the most exciting things because they want the audience to be engaged. But somehow, he does it in a way that people engage. There's so much that can be said about Tarantino, but I hope, and that's a ridiculously high goal, is that I can eventually, through my vlogs, deconstruct vlogging. Maybe bring different elements from different forms into the vlogging form and just do something different. And in addition to the style, there's also the content, the story. My life is very different than Casey's life. I do things differently than him. I don't wear sunglasses. I don't have a son named Owen. I do have a daughter, kind of similar age. Mine is younger than his, but our lives are completely different. Even if I were to copy him in form and in style, which I don't think I do, the story would be different. So whenever you see a vlog of me taking my son Owen on a road trip to college, then you can say you were copying Casey Neistat 100%. I'm vlogging.
Oh my god, what are you talking about?
I was talking about me copying another YouTuber.
Oh, you should have done shopping. Told you.
Shopping, what?
Shopping.